My name's Nav, I'm one of the team members here at sell.at.trade and I'm going to be reviewing this little product here. Obviously it comes in a white box, but what this product does, it's a serious bit of kit. It actually upgrades every Nissan Qashqai J11 model, any X-Trail T32 model, or any Renault Kadjar, or the new maker Kadjar. They're pretty much the same vehicle anyway, just a different badge, styled differently. But the X-Trail is practically the same as its smaller kind of counterparts, the Qashqai, but the Qashqai is identical to the Renault Kadjar. They all pretty much use the same peripherals, components, etc. So that's why this kit works on all three vehicles. So we're talking about vehicles that are 2014 plus, that have power fold windows and have electric windows all around. So they pretty much all work off the same system. So this little device connects them up to upgrade the vehicle. So pretty much imagine this, right? You got yourself a nice 16 grand Nissan Qashqai. It's got the power fold mirrors, all that stuff, electric windows. But every time you lock the car, you forget to shut the windows or you forget to fold in the mirrors. The mirrors are bucks on those cars, as in half of the Qashqais have got 360 degrees cameras and stuff like that. Those wing mirrors are knocking out about £300 per unit. If you knock them off, you're in for some serious cost to repair and replace those mirrors. This device is a bit of a lifesaver in terms of that. I have a Nissan Qashqai and I've had my mirrors knocked off by a van while it was parked up on the road. I forgot to fold the mirrors in, and then I was stuck with a bill from a garage for about nearly 400 quid to change the mirrors, etc. because I had to change the housing, the mirror, the whole lot, the glass, the lot. Everything comes separate apparently, so you can't buy it as one kit. So this is going to save you from having that same problem. I know it happens to everyone. So check this out. So basically those three models have the functionality for power fold and electric windows, but this little device here connects it all up. So when you close the car through the key fob or the keyless entry button on the door handles, if you have keyless entry, it works seamlessly with it. So what it does, this device plugs in onto the door, and the existing wiring looms that go to the switches for the windows and for the power fold mirror, it loops them all together and it creates a bypass to this module inside. I'll show you this all. I'll open up the box, let you know exactly what's in there. But this is a great bit of kit. It's very quick and easy to fit, but it makes your Jap or French car into a German spec car. As soon as you lock it, everything closes up and all the mirrors fold in. As soon as you open it, the mirrors fold out. It's brilliant. It does. It's such a cheap device and it does some serious stuff. So anyway, in this box, obviously to keep the costs low, this brand, I think this brand is aftermarket. Market is the name of the brand, etc. You have a few things here. So pretty much in this box, you get everything you need to connect up your Qashqai, X-Trail or Kadjar. So this unit is the total closing car. It's a total closure module, should I say. So it's a total closure module which winds up the windows and folds in the mirrors. So unless your car doesn't have a power fold option, this isn't the product for you. Yeah, you can obviously use it for the window roll up if you wanted to. So you can actually kind of set it up the way you want. But ideally, if you've got power fold mirrors and you've got electric windows, this thing will do the job with a very, very straightforward and easy kind of system to kind of plug it all up. It's very straightforward. So anyway, inside the box, let me empty it. Obviously you've got a fair few wiring looms. I'll explain what's what. And this is the main brain. This is a little control module that does all the magic. We've called it the Qashqai J11 T32 window mirror module. It works on the Kadjar as well, guys. Something that the manufacturers haven't used their brains on to implement and have this stuff in as standard, which is such a simple thing. They could have just obviously designed this stuff and put this stuff in, but no, they want you to upgrade this stuff for about 2-3 grand thereafter. So anyway, so let me just empty out everything that comes in the box. Obviously the box is empty, so everything you see on the table here is what you're going to get. So first of all, you've got some Scotch locks that help connect two wires. I'll tell you exactly about that. You have a quick guide from the manufacturers about how to actually install this. It's not that clear, it's okay for an image, etc., but we do a better version of this installation manual, and it's actually, our manual is proper, as in it's easy to understand. It's got YouTube vid links on it, etc. So everything you need, if you're a DIYer or you're not even a DIYer but you think you can attempt to install this because it only takes about 30 minutes to install, we've got all the instructions for this. Forget that, that's going to come in a box anyway, but use it for reference only, but it's all good. But the one that we give you is going to give you every bit of information, so it's an idiot-proof guide on how to get this done. DIYers are easily able to do this. If you're not sure about electrics and stuff like that, it's probably not a job for you. You might want to get one of your mechanics or your auto electricians, etc., to fit this for you, because they'll do it in like that. It's a doddle for them. But anyway, inside the box, this is it. This is all you need to turn your Jack car into a German spec car, to give you that power fold and window closure kind of system. Total closure. This is what this is called. It's called a total closure device, and it all runs by this one little unit that sits in the door after you install it. So basically, last bit of paperwork that comes in it. This is obviously, once it's obviously connected, there's a few other functions on this actual bit of kit. It tells you how to auto set up other things if you wanted to say if you lock the car and you want to open the windows, there's a little kind of like sequence that you press on the actual key fob and the windows will open up, etc. Use it if you'd like. I don't think anyone's really going to use it. If you want to open the windows, you're going to get in the car and open the windows yourself anyway. But this thing does all of that. It's really good. This is probably the most helpful bit of paper inside the box. Obviously, our instructions are going to come to you via email, via PDF. It's got our logo, sell.at.trade, written all over it. So it's something that we've made and we've put it together because we've had this installed in our workshops. But obviously, we're a part of a larger company that has workshops, so we've tested them on our own Qashqais and X-Trails and Kadjar. So it works on every single model. But remember, you need to have power fold mirrors, a little button that folds the mirrors in, and it needs to have electric windows, which I think 90% of them all have electric windows. But I think it's only the NTEC Pluses and the Technas that have the power fold options with 360 cameras and all that malarkey. So if you have that, it's expensive stuff to replace. It's worthwhile you buying this kit because it will save you some repair bills. It will save you on some serious repair kind of bills that you might get if your car's parked on the road and if you've got to fold them in, your mirror's going to get smashed off onto the road, and it's pricey stuff. So anyway, you have this control unit. Obviously, you've got your main loom over here, etc., and you've got your mirror loom. So that all connects onto this device over here. So let me first tell you about this. So basically, once you open up your door card, this device is basically more the bypasser. So these plug into each other. So basically, you've got your female end, so you've got a male plug that fits in. This is actually sits at the bottom of the window switches. So you obviously plug in the right ones in the right places. Very easy to do. You can't get this wrong because the plugs are so different in size. You got to be really dim if you can't get this installed right, because it's so straightforward. Honestly, we've had a trainee fit this that's only been a mechanic for about a week, and they figured it out. It's that simple because they've used our instructions, etc., and they've done a job with this. Yeah, it took them about 45 minutes, but they have no tools, etc., and they worked around it and they've done the job. So anyway, so this is all for your actual, this is the connectivity to the actual window switches on the driver's side door. So this all connects up. Obviously this end goes at the bottom of the module. It only fits one way because they've obviously got grooves, etc., so you can't fit it the wrong way around. It only goes one way as such. So obviously you see that plugs in, plugs out. It locks in place. I haven't pushed it in all the way, but it does lock in place. So it's a secure type fit. And then you've got your last bit. So this is obviously going to control the windows, yeah, and the central locking side of things. And this little loom over here is going to control the actual power fold mirrors. So this obviously opens up. It's got a little twisty kind of little wire tidy on it. Obviously you open this up and it'll actually open up into a bigger loom. But this actually goes onto the actual the power fold switch. Obviously these do plug in together, but obviously you're going to use this as a bypass, so you're going to bridge the loom by using this. Same way as this is bridging the loom that's already installed in the Nissans or the Renaults. So all this is, the smaller end goes into the smaller part of the actual control unit, and it's actually got a little red dot on it, and it obviously has another little red dot next to it, so you know exactly where this goes. There's another blank terminal that nothing fits on this side. It's only the main loom and this other white loom, so it just plugs straight in, solid as anything, it's tight as anything. Very good kit. We've tested loads of these, and I think we've sold a fair few of these as well. and to be honest, we've sold a lot to Europe as well. So it works on a left-hand drive vehicle as well as a right-hand drive vehicle. We can do the instructions in our own instructions in different languages if you want. We'll just translate them for you. Very simple stuff. The furthest we've sent this is down to where? Spain? I believe it's Spain or Italy. So a lot have gone out to Europe. So we're one of the main suppliers of this item here in the UK. This is obviously comes straight out of the factory and ready for us to actually sell. We're a part of a larger group of companies, so we use these a lot on vehicles that come in that are those models. Very cheap. I think we're selling these for about 60 quid, or about £3.99, 4 quid postage, which is tracked. That postage is tracked, so you know that this is going to get to your door by the courier. So anyway, that aside, there is only 2 things that you need to do when you install this. Very straightforward. This is the reason why you've got 2 Scotch locks. You've got a green wire and a grey wire. These are the actual central locking input and output signals. So basically you need to connect these, right? Because the thing is, it's obviously fiddly trying to get this central locking motor plug off, but you don't need to, because this is obviously a straightforward Scotch lock connection. So basically on our instructions we'll show you exactly where to install this. It's so easy to do, and all you do is basically you get the Scotch lock. If you've never used a Scotch lock, we have a video of how to use a Scotch lock on these instructions, I believe. And basically what happens is these are going to be kind of added onto the existing circuitry, right? So basically when you lock the car, or you lock the car through the actual what do you call it, the keyless entry on the actual door handle, this is actually going to marry up. So you can see this on one end, if you've seen it, this is a 2-way connector. So you put your existing wire to the back end, and you put the new wire, which would be this one here, into the short end. So it goes in over here, and all you got to do is fold it, close it over, and it makes that circuit live. And we have actually put the pin numbers down on the actual instruction manual, so you know exactly what pin is what. So you don't need no fancy kind of gear to test what circuit's what, a multimeter or a circuit tester or anything like that. We've given you that information, so this is going to be a quick and easy thing to do. So you obviously got 2 Scotch locks here to connect these 2 lock signal wires, and the handy thing is these cables are labelled. As you can see here, it says, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the camera, right? Connect to the door actuator. This is for the lock signal, and this is for the unlock signal input wires. So these are both input wires for unlock and lock signals. You'll see it in the kit, very, very clearly labelled. Good bit of kit. And this, once it's all connected up, we obviously got to take the door panel off, etc. We've got videos for that. Tells you exactly what you need to do to remove the door cards on the Nissans. Really, our instructions are actually on the Nissans, but it's very similar to take off the Kadjar door panels, because it's the same product really. The cars are exactly the same, just a different badge on it and slightly different aesthetically kind of imaging and stuff like that. It's a different thing. One's got a Nissan badge, one's got a Renault badge, but it's the same bloody car. So this will actually connect up within 30-35 minutes. If you do it once or twice, you're going to do it obviously in shorter time scale. Very straightforward. And as soon as it connects up, you put on the door card. Obviously, you hang this in the right place. Online instruction manual tells you exactly where you're going to hang this. Obviously, hang this facing upwards, because obviously when you open the door and close the door a million times and shut it, you don't want wires to go loose. So it's better if this is obviously put upwards with a loom on top, so there's no way of this stuff getting loose. It's not going to get loose because it's got a lock connection on it, but just in case, it's best practice to fit it upwards, and you'll have no problem. As soon as that's all plugged up, close it all up, shut the door, start the car. You don't even have to disconnect the battery. You can disconnect the battery if you want on the car, but if you're good with electrics and you've got some decent know-how on working on cars, minor stuff like, if you can fit a head unit in the car, you can fit this. This is a doddle, right? And yeah, as soon as you actually lock the car, straight away your mirrors are going to fold in and your windows are going to go up. You can test it yourself. When you install this kit, drop all the windows and open all the power fold door mirrors out. As soon as you hit the lock or press the actual button on the actual door handle, which is the keyless entry, you can obviously use the keyless entry on the boot and on the passenger side, because you've got keyless entry kind of buttons on all 3 corners, should say. So then on the rear where the boot latches, and on both doors at the front. This will stop everything. This will actually literally, it's a total closure device, and it will shut all your windows. Whatever is left open is going to close. So you're going to know that if you're in the UK, or we're in the UK, and we suffer from a shed load of rain, sometimes it just piddles it down. And we've done it before. We've left our windows open, and the inside of the car soaked. Stuff just gets damp and stinky, and things just get ruined. If you have this device in your car, it's going to be completely closed up. It will close up everything. So you've got no problems in terms of people knocking off your wing mirrors, nicking things out of the car because you left the window open. Everyone does it. Everyone's in such a it's such a busy lifestyle at the moment that you forget things, right? But this device is going to keep your 15 grand's worth of car, whatever, how much you pay for your car, for this 60 quid device and a bit of time in your own time, that half an hour, 35 minutes you spend on it, it's going to save you some money, because those, like I say, the components on those vehicles are not cheap. Door mirrors, expensive. Cost me about nearly 400 quid to have them installed at a garage. So yeah, expensive stuff, but like I say, this kit all comes all in that one box, and it will be sent out to you, recorded, delivered, signed for. I think everything we send out is normally requiring a signature, so it's signed for stuff. So this will get you the door. It's not going to be one of those cheap Charlie postage things that we have. We're going to use reputable companies for this, so that'll be stuff like, well, I don't know, I think we're gonna scrap My Herms, because they're quite a useless company. Unfortunately, we've had dealings with them in the past where they obviously give tracking and stuff like that, but My Herms, I believe, is a pile of poop. Never going to use them again. We're going to stick to Royal Mail and places like that, Parcel Force, etc. You know you're going to be getting a decent service on this. Anyway, yeah, thank you for checking out this video, or basically a product review of this item, which is the Qashqai Total Closure Module, sold by Sell.at.trade. Hope you enjoyed the product. Obviously, there is another video of this actual this kit installed and functioning, so you can see the car that we tested it on, that the mirrors are folding up and the windows are going up, etc. So this stuff works perfectly. It's a good bit of kit, and you guys are going to have no problems installing it. It's very straightforward. Like I say, we're always at the end of a phone call, so you can give us a buzz on our mobile, or our landline that we've got on the eBay and Amazon listings. You can message us for other information, or comment on this YouTube video if you have any queries or anything like that. Like I say, we're selling this. We're pretty much nearly out of stock. We're going to have to do another new stock order, should I say, for this. But a lot of this kit is going out everywhere, including the UK. It's going out to the EU. Like I say, the Qashqai J11s and the T32 X-Trails, and obviously the Kadjars, are European cars. So this is made for Europe. Whether you've got a left-hand drive car or a right-hand drive car, this stuff works, and it's really good stuff. So that's why we're doing this in-depth review, for you to see exactly what you're going to be getting once you unravel your box, and installation is a piece of piddle. Thank you for watching. My name's Nav, and again, from Sell.at.trade, one of the members of the team here. We appreciate every comment, every kind of a bit of advice. If you want advice or stuff, we'll hit you back with everything that we have on that. So yeah, no qualms. Anything that you need to know about this, give us a shout, and we'll get back to you straight away. Thank you for watching. Cheers.